I am going to beat the 5 most visited Roblox games ever. Now, not all of them have a clear way to beat the game, so I have devised a short challenge to complete in each. A challenge that should be easy for a competent player, but that's not me. I don't know why some of these games are popular, but that's not the point. Alright, now, the challenge for MM2 was, in my opinion, quite easy. All I had to do was win one game as either a sheriff or the murderer. But very soon after I joined, I realised that not only would this take a fairly long time to get one of these roles, but also everybody who was playing the game seemed to either be a sweat or a brainless 8-year-old. Here, for example, someone just comes up to me and says, "Carrot." Like, I don't know exactly what they mean by that. So obviously I replied with just as many brain cells. Then they walked away. Now after this highly intellectual interaction, I locked in because I decided I want to spend as little time on this game as possible. I secured myself an innocent dub, but we don't take those. We needed a dub as either a sheriff or a murderer. Now, after a few more server changes, I ended up in this server, which was full of yet more brainless 8-year-olds, but this time they had yoinked their parents' ID and had voice chat. A lot of the gameplay audio I couldn't use because they were talking about global politics. Of course they were. The kids playing MM2. Is that not how all the great global thinkers spend their days? Well, anyway, I eventually managed to get the murderer role, and I decided that, in fact, I did not want to spend any more time on this game, so once again, I locked in. I tried to play it sneaky, which worked great until somebody posthumously told everyone I'm the murderer. Now after that it all got a little bit shaky, but of course, I'm a pro gamer, so I went super insane tryhard mode and snagged myself the almighty dub. Haters will say it's fake, but the fact is my gaming skills are beyond comprehension, so I decided to move on to game 4 to give myself more of a challenge. Now, anybody here who is a regular on my channel knows that my Obby skills aren't quite what they could be. However, off the back of that insane MM2 clutch, I was confident I could finish an entire tower, so that's what the challenge is. I started off strong, but what I didn't realise is that this level was actually added as a joke by the developers, and was in fact impossible. You can tell because if you look closely, it's subtle, but the platforms keep disappearing. And I keep falling. This would only happen if it was added as a joke, so I decided to change servers. In this one, I was really unlucky because everything was going really well. I was beating the tower. I was absolutely flying up there, and then just as I was about to finish, the timer ran out and the level changed and we all ended up back at the start. This was frustrating, but I was really in my groove on that level. I'd just come off the back of a great run, so I decided to give the new level a crack. I got off to a flying start, absolutely sprinting up that tower, beating level 1 with ease. And then, as I was making my way up the next parts, I got sniped mid-air. This made me realise that the whole time I wasn't losing due to bugs or glitches, I was being hunted by my rivals. This is very common when you're famous and handsome like I am. You know, it's natural for people to be jealous. I understand their pain and I forgive them for it, but as I had a challenge to complete, I changed my username, avatar and skill and proceeded to lock in. It's tough being a handsome celebrity, but sometimes you've just got to think outside the box, and I did that, and also secured the second dub of the video. Now we're on to game 3. I had to load up an alt account for this one because there is no way that I'm being seen playing Adopt Me. Anyway, all I have to do for this one is open one egg, because let's face it, Adopt Me is just gambling for children. I did some tutorial rubbish, got this starter egg, but that one doesn't count because it's free, and if it's free, it ain't gambling. Anyway, did some more boring tutorial stuff, got some achievements, and got me a doggo. I then became very aware that I need 750 cash to get an egg, and I wasn't earning that much. It was, around this point that I started to get mildly concerned about the amount of time it would take me to get this stupid egg, because as you can see, I was absolutely cooking with those tasks, and it really wasn't getting me very far. There really wasn't much to do besides just wait for the stupid dog to wipe its stupid butt or whatever it was supposed to be doing. But eventually I managed to entertain myself by advertising to children and sending subliminal messages for help. I also broke into somebody's house, but it looked an awful lot like he had a padded cell as one of the rooms, so I dipped up on that one pretty quickly. Words can't fully do justice to how much I was hating this game. I was spending a large amount of time saving up money, and eventually I had enough. I'm going to transition into real-time commentary for this last bit because the raw emotion I was feeling cannot be replicated. But all I will say is, this game is just abysmal. 754. It's over. It's finally over. And over an hour of my life has been spent on this horrible, horrible game. Just give me this stupid egg and let me get out of here, please. Oh, this has quite honestly been the worst. How do I buy it? Buy. Where's the pet? How do I hatch it? Wait, what? I don't have to pay to hatch it, do I? Oh no, do I have to do more tasks to hatch it? No, they can't. They can't make me. They can't make me. Have I not given them enough? I want to die. Oh, this is the worst day of my life. I've just done one task, and that's how much it's gone up. That's like 5 or 6 tasks. Dear God, this game is truly, truly horrible. It's about to happen. It's about to happen. What the hell is that? Common! After that shocker of a game, I gave myself an easy challenge for Blockx Roots. All I had to do was kill a real player. Back in the day, I spent a few hours on this game, and also, for some reason, a few thousand Robux. Fact is, I now can't remember how to play, and I'm pretty sure I suck at the game. I just about remembered enough that if you collect money, you can use it to gamble! So I set off to the gambling island, and as soon as I arrived, I saw a person, smoked him, promptly realised it wasn't a person and in fact a bot. Let's just call that one practice. I then saw some people who I was sure were real, so I wound up and unleashed an absolute cannon on them. It achieved nothing and turns out they didn't really like it, and I promptly got executed. After this I cheered myself up by gambling. I got this, I don't know if it's good, but I didn't have any inventory space anyway, so I dropped it. Then I proceeded to search the lands for someone worse than me, did some deforestation, nearly drowned, and then I arrived at some mystical castle. I saw somebody, I launched a beam of light at them and instantly evaporated them, which was a bit of a surprise as I assumed he would just turn around and kill me in the face. But no, he was super dead, which led me to the conclusion that I'm awesome at the game. Many thanks, on to the most visited game on the whole of Roblox. How in God's name is this worthless pile of garbage the most visited game on Roblox? It's like Adopt Me, only without the gambling. What am I supposed to do? Eventually I landed on the idea of breaking and entering with a bit of armed robbery on the side. My plan was to find a roleplay, break into their house and either steal from them or just generally be annoying. So I armed myself to the teeth with everything I might need, got mildly scared of what was going on here but brushed past that and set off to find my victims. As you can see, this attempt started off very well. I was basically a ninja in the house, moving like a ghost, not a being but an entity. I wasn't going to question their sense of decor. The plan was simple and I was executing it perfectly. Then I walked into a room where both people were standing and got kicked out. It was unfortunate, but I never fake a challenge, so I changed servers and armed myself up again and went to find a new victim. Now I knew this person was home because I saw them spawn in their house. The parkour entrance didn't go quite how I planned, so I used the door. But this time I was careful. I stayed in the blind spots. I knew where they were. They didn't even know I was in their house. I was taking ground left and right, made it up the stairs. Thought I got busted at this point, but it turns out the person I'm stealing from was an idiot. Went for a risky move which didn't work out, but I learnt from my previous fail not to give up. The bomb was planted, cash was grabbed, and I was off. Unfortunately, this distraction, which I totally planned for and wasn't just chance, well, he got killed. But I'm not in the SAS, I'm perfectly happy to leave a man behind. My pro Obby skills came in here, threw them off with this insane bluff, absolutely breaking her ankles. But the stupid bed wasn't placing right, so I couldn't make my final escape. I was beginning to lose hope, and then the psychological fear of having somebody in your house took over, and she despawned it. I was free. I am the greatest thief in the world, and decided to celebrate accordingly. But that is all 5 of the most visited Roblox games beaten with ease. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, you might want to watch this video that's on screen right now, because I also made that one. Until next time, all that is left to say is bon voyage, my old cream crackers.